Hello and welcome. In our today's lesson, we are going to be looking at Scanf in C programming, and specifically, we shall look at the definition, the syntax, as well as an example. I believe you have all come across a scanner, and what a scanner does is that it converts a physical image or a hard copy image to a soft copy image, meaning therefore that you could be having a hard copy item that you'd want to have it in your computer. So you're going to scan it, and then you're going to have a copy of it in a soft manner or in a soft format in your computer. The question is now in programming. You may want to write a program that allows you to enter the marks that students have gotten in a given cut. So in that given case, you are going to use a keyboard to input the marks for the students. So the scanf is the function that allows you to accept inputs from a standard in, but in our case specifically, we are looking at the keyboard. So whenever we want to enter marks or we want to enter any input, we use scanf. So the scanf allows us to capture some inputs from the keyboard, and our printf gives us the capability to display whatever has been input on the from the keyboard. Let's look at an example of how you represent a scanf. Looking at this particular program, we have declared a variable called n, and we spoke about variable declaration. If you haven't, check out my other videos on the same. After that, we have a printf statement, which is supposed to print this statement on the screen: enter the number. A user is going to see that statement on the screen, enter the number. And because we want to give the user an opportunity to enter the number from the keyboard, we use the statement scanf. So the statement scanf equally has two parts. It has the conversion specifier part as well as the address part. So the format specifier or the conversion specifier indicates the kind of value that you're entering on the keyboard. Remember, you could be entering a decimal number, you could be entering a float number, you could be entering a character number or a set of characters. In this given case is a string. So we need to inform our compiler that whatever we are entering from the keyboard, it's of a particular data type. That's why we have to begin by inputting the conversion specifier. So you'll see that anytime you want to output as well as inputting a value, you have to first of all specify the conversion specifier. The next important thing is this ampersand, or what we refer to as the address of variable. Remember, this value you are entering from the keyboard needs to be stored in a particular variable location. And so we have only provided the variable name. The question is, how do we trace where exactly that location is? We use the AND to specify the address. So this makes it easy to locate the location where the value needs to be stored. If we declare a variable and we call it I, and the value needs to be entered from the keyboard, so we are going to have such a scanf statement where we'll be prompting the user to enter a value. So assuming the user entered a value 10, that value will be taken to the location. Remember, the AND is specifying the address of the variable. It's giving us the location where that variable is. And so we have to specify that particular address, and then we provide the variable name. And so what will happen is, in that particular variable name, the value 10 is going to be stored at that given point. Example, for instance, if you are doing addition and you would want to capture two numbers from the keyboard, do the addition and then provide the output. So what happens? we'll be required to declare 3 variables. The first variable will take care of the first number. The second variable will take care of the second number. The third variable, which in this case is a sum, it's supposed to take care of the total when you add the two numbers. So the next step is we are going to have the Scanf statements, or the Printf and the Scanf statement, that prompts now the user to enter the first number and prompting the user to enter the second number. Once the two numbers have been captured from the keyboard, then the next thing that should happen is that we need to sum those two numbers, the first number that was entered and the second number that was entered, and we store the results into a variable called sum. And then after that, the only thing that we need to do is to display the sum result. So in the next lesson, we are going to walk through a particular program that captures two inputs as well as does the addition and finally displays for us an output. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson.